You're listening to Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
My personal belief is that there is very compelling evidence that we may not be alone.
There has been and is an existing presence, an ET presence. It's not going to make a difference. It's not going to change reality.
I believe, as do the other folks that were on the flight, that when we visually saw it, that it was something not from this world.
Goof On Radio.
You were either in or you were either out, brother.
But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
Goof On Radio.
Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.
You're listening to Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
All right. See? I now cut the intro in half. Ha ha ha. Just cut it out. Why play the end? We get all motivated and then it's doom, you know? All right, everybody. I got major thunderstorms on a Wednesday night. It's August 24th, 2023. 2022? How the hell are you? I just time traveled, excuse me. I actually did. I thought it said 2023. I gotta get glasses or eye surgery again, I think. But yep, we're here a little late tonight. Sorry about that. But sometimes in this business, life happens, especially when you work at home. Like sleeping. I slept, I would have to say, from 6:30 in the morning. Then I woke up, I don't know, a couple hours later, fell back to sleep, woke up an hour later, 10:30, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get up, I said. Fell right back to sleep. I remember. Oh, I remember now. Yeah, I remember. I said, yeah, well, maybe I'll just grab a few more minutes, and that was it. Yeah, that's right. That's what happened, and it was 8 hours later. So I couldn't get the show up in time. I still only drank my breakfast. So officially, this is morning for me. So good morning, everybody. We're going to talk about, did you see the new Ross Cuthert and Brazel, whatever that guy's name, Zach Bradel? What's his name? Bruce Zabel. Zach Abel. Zacable. Man, that show was just, oh, and Jeremy Corbell pops in. Yeah, we're going to have to talk about that. It's like an hour and 20 minutes, this episode they did on 7 News Australia, whatever the hell that thing is. And I gotta tell you, every single second of that show, nothing new. And then they bring Jeremy Corbell in, And we're going to play a little bit of that because it's fun. Yeah, that's what it is. Well, what else is going on? Oh, did you hear what the new disclosure is? We have it. It's the office inside the MOD of the Pentagon, or the DOD. Nick Pope, who cares? Yeah, it's that Aerodol office. That people are now saying that Arroyo is like disclosure. That's the Twitterverse you live in. I can't believe these people. I love everything on the left now, man. You guys are the best. I'm sorry, I'm not, but I mean, roll call. Rebecca, again, you got first. Welcome to the show. How you doing? Tootsie Pop. Samo Gufonian Rockstar, what do you say there, Lollipop? No, I'm just kidding. Welcome to the show. Moonlicked. Yes, I woke them both. How you doing, man? That goes for Double G out there watching the show right now. I know he is. What's up, Moonlicked? Welcome to the show. Zach Diecast Mount. Welcome to Frankie Two Eyes. B. What do you say, Frankie B? Welcome to the show. Yo, yo. Den Bubs. What's up, Den Bub? Welcome to the show. Randy Randall Hill. What's up there, Macadamia Nut? Welcome to the show. David Wilcox. Not David Wilcox. Welcome to the show there, Chieftain. Tonight we're going to party like it's 1999. Do, 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 do. Ah! Oh, that was good. Kodiak Clan. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, 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 ay. Welcome to the show. Vitska? How you doing, man? Welcome back. Good to see you. Welcome to the show. Enron Musk. Not Elon. Enron. That's genius, dude. Ross Coulthard. I am going to try it. Ross Coulthard. He is a cool tart. He is. He is. Something different about him. No, not. I don't know what it is. And then it thunders very loudly as I'm pondering in thought, what is Ross Coulthard? Hey, I'll try to remember that, Enron. Welcome to the show. Oh, it's pouring. I think it's hailing. We're getting really big storms right now on my side of town. Who's this guy? Rondell Perry. What's up, man? How you doing? Good to see you back. And I'm looking. Nathan Allen, Nathan Nitsky, Nathan Hot Dogs. All right, let's go. Welcome to the show, Nathan. Good to see you. Mark, YouTube, Brookers, Thunder Groove, Moody Mongols here, everybody. All right, let's get to the front door after Scott Blight. There you are. How you doing? Stephen Broomhead. What's up, brother? Bethany, how are you? Hutch Hutchins. Wicked. Wiki? I'm Thomas Wiki. I am from the Wiki family. Our bloodline goes generations to generations upon the alien grove. Huh? What? Welcome to the show. Gigi Abby Lynn's here, everybody. We can start now. Event Horizon, Isaac Kent. Isaac, what's up, man? How you doing, brother? All right, now let's get started. Okay, Mr. Broomhead? Ready? Oh, it doesn't mean the show's going to end in an hour either. What do I do first? Do we do Ross Coulthard? That is fun. I have to admit, that's a fun thing to say, Ross Coulthard. He is a tart. He is an Australian tart. There's something tartish about him, man. That resonates with me. Yeah, I'm feeling it. Maybe I'm not. I don't know. Oh, no. Oh, we got to play our PSA announcement. Yeah, I got to do it. Hey, if I'm getting paid by Greer, you bet your ass I'm going to do what he tells me.
Hi, my name is Todd McMurtry, famous top 50 lawyer from Kentucky, and I represent Lou Elizondo. If you mention Lou, I will sue. You can guarantee that. Hi, my
Ha! I don't know what that was. All right, that's the last time we do that one. Oh! Oh! You're not going to believe this. Guess who's... Now, I don't know if this is true, but I am going to lay it out there right now and tell everybody why last night's video is now private. It's pouring like a dog and a cat in heat. A lot of them. Last night, I played the part where I met Third Phase of Moon, the Cousins brothers. And it was a show that I was on with Dave Scott. It was my birthday show in 1999. March 10th, for those keeping track. So, they call in and their phone number gets put up on the screen. Now, 3 years ago, nobody cared. I mean, I had like, 30 people maybe in the chat. Actually, that was a good show. I think I had about 50. Yeah, I mean, it was when we first started. But now it's different. So they get a call soon after the show ends. They left a message because they didn't pick up, but it was from a 725 area code. Vegas. Who lives in Vegas? George Knapp. Guess who called? George Knapp's son called Third Phase of Moon and left a message saying, Rich told me to give you a call. Bullshit. So George Knapp's son made a comment in the show last night. So I put two and two together. I'm like, duh. It's George Knapp's son. Now, I don't know if this is really his son. You know what I mean? But they did get the phone call. And the guy said, hey, Rich told me to give you a call. Call me back. Something like that. Paraphrasing the message. But what are the odds? It's really his son. Pretty good. Pretty good. I know it just got dark in here because the clouds are over. That's not why. Hold on a second. I'm pulling up last night's show. I put it to private. But, oh no. Comments are not supported on private video. Forget it. All right, I didn't know that. I don't usually put my videos on private, but I'm editing the phone number out, and it's been 14 hours since I edited that, and it's still processing, so I had to put it on private. But yeah, his comment is there, and he said something, and of course I'm gonna have to paraphrase, something to the fact, because I was talking how George Knapp needs to be put out to pasture. It's time. If he's the mentor and the friend of Jeremy Corbell, is what I said last night, then now we know how Jeremy learned it from the master himself. The guy who knows how to just put out any bullshit. He gave us Bob Lazar, and then after that, everything else is pretty much, unprovable. So Jeremy Corbell, comes out with these shitty videos and excuses for what they are and the stories behind them that really don't make sense. A swarm? Have you ever been attacked by a swarm of bees? How many is in a swarm of bees? 100? How about a swarm of birds? Or a swarm of ants? Hundreds, not 3. See where I'm going? So Jeremy learned that from his mentor and good friend, and who knows, probably adopted him at this point, and father. So I think his name was Matt or Mike or something like that. Matt Knapp, I think is. I'm not sure if it's a real dude, but somebody with the 725 area code left a message for Third Phase of Moon. That is from Las Vegas. That's where George Knapp lives. I talked about George Knapp. George Knapp's son got wind of it, watched the show, and made a comment and called Third Phase of Moon. It all adds up. End of story. God, I should be like the Columbo of ufology or something. You know what I mean? Just call me Columbo from now on. Rich Columbo. Big Dick Columbo. Well, I don't mean it in... Never mind. Immaturity coming out. I didn't even mean it to come out that way, so just... Because people say, you know, Richards, they're big dicks. We are. You know, I never met a Richard or... No, let me take that back. Every Rick that I've ever met seemed a little untrustworthy. All the ones that I've met. It's weird. A lot of Matthews I know usually get involved in, like, other people's business. You ever notice that with Matthews? It's true. How about Lisa's, Jennifer's, Amanda's? And let's not forget the ever-loving name of Cinnamon. There's something to your name. It's true. You are who your name is. Have you ever thought about that? I've always wondered about that because I know people, right? I like people. I'm a people person. I like to watch, talk, and get myself involved and understand the human socialistic ways of people. You know how people get along. And there is something. You look like your name. You look like Dorothy looks like Dorothy. You know Dorothy. Now, some of you I never know, but Lisa M looks like Lisa M. Rebecca looks like a Rebecca. Moonlicht looks like Moonlicht. Even though it's, I know. I was just joking. But that is you. You look like your name, Kevin. It's Kevin, right? Yeah, Kevin. You do look like a Kevin. All the Kevins I've ever met were smart guys, very detail-oriented, very analytical. Kevins. Also analytical. Walters, very analytical. How about Andrews? You ever think about the name Andrew? All the Andrews I know were cool guys, man. You want to hang out with Drew. Andrew, man. Andrew can get shit done for you without even trying. Andrew is loved by everybody. And on the opposite end of that, Richards aren't. Richards are dicks. See, I think that, no, they're not. They're not. Well, Dolan is. Dolan's FAF. That's fake ass. You know what I mean? He's all fake. Oh my God, he is so fake. It's not even funny. McMurdy. I love his PSA announcement. Talk about Lou? We're gonna sue. Yahoo, motherfuckers! We're gonna sue everybody. You even mention his name. Don't say it. Mr. Don't do it. Lou Sue. Sue Elizondo. Lady Sue. Sue. Sue Elizondo. Yeah, no shit. All right, there's a story I saw today. It's from the Ancient Zen. Have you ever seen this? Let me pull it up. I don't think you need to see it, but I'll just show it so you know I'm not bullshitting you. Like I could do that. So, here it is. Some birds or insects could be alien spies sent to watch us, UFO expert claims. I haven't read this yet. If you were to hedge a bet, who do you think it is? As I said that, the thunder rolls. I can hear it. Who do you think it is? It's not Corbell. Elizondo's not a UFO guy. Who do you think it would be? UFO expert claims that birds and insects are spies for alien spies. Who would have said this? I don't freaking know. Okay, let's take a guess. Is anybody dumb enough to say that? All right, let's see who. One of the most well-known figures in the field of UFO investigations is Nick Pope. No. You see, I didn't even consider him a UFO expert. You want to know why? Because there are no UFO experts. This ancient Zen sucks, and I'm only one sentence in. All right. He was charged with conducting study into reports of UFOs to see whether they posed a threat to national security for the British MOD from 91 to 95. We know. He recently told The Mirror that all in advanced alien culture needed to do, covertly observe human behavior on Earth, was to disguise its surveillance technology as commonplace animals that no one would notice. What if he would have said the trees, the grass, and all that stuff were like sensory things, you know? They can detect everything we're saying, all the vibrations of what we do, no? I think animals would be better. Insects and birds. That's what Nick Pope said. Yeah, all they need to do is just, make a frickin' bird and have it watch us with, the cockroaches, ants, and ladybugs. That's smart. Smart. And then what happens when you kill one of these things by accident and you open it up and you see it's robotics, you dummy? That's why it can't happen. You can't put it in trees. You can't put it in the earth because we're always digging and chopping and looking for stuff. We're going to see the technology woven in. Ugh. I like the idea, though. That'd be fun. Imagine going to work one day and a hummingbird is just, you're doing 60 on the interstate and you look over and there's a hummingbird doing this. Like, come on. Or you got maybe a bug landed on your windshields, holding on to the windshield wiper for dear life. And he keeps looking back at you just to get that report to the aliens. My ass is facing him right now. We're doing 65 on the 101, but here he is. He's singing. He's singing. How fun would that be? Good job, Nick Pope. What else did he say? He recommended people to avoid certain birds and insects. Wow. Thanks, Nick. I was doing that anyway. Nick said it would be preferable to use something common and omnipresent, like a seagull or a housefly. If aliens want to hack into and control a real entity or build a drone that is perfect imitation, perhaps something you don't usually pay much attention to, but it would constantly be watching us, recording everything, and relaying data about us to the distant planet. If aliens are surreptitiously watching Earth, they'll do it up close and personal, not with far-off telescopes, but rather with a manner that would allow them to capture photographs and recordings in pristine clarity right in front of our eyes, he continued. Any civilization that is able to travel here from another star system undoubtedly possesses technology that would appear magical to us. I can't do it. I just can't do his voice. And one theory is that they may be able to implant a living thing with tiny cameras and recording devices and then manipulate the creature's thoughts to place it wherever is of interest. You see what I mean? Mommy! Mama! Meatballs! As I mix my Chardonnay. Chardonnay? What the fuck would I do with a Chardonnay? Beer, baby, beer. I wish I drank. Maybe I should start. No, I can't drink because I'm diabetic. That's why I didn't drink when I was younger. I quit when I was 21. On my 21st birthday was the last day I drank. Not because I'm an alcoholic. Like, you know, somebody we know. But every time I drank, I would just get sick. Even if it was just like two beers or 2 shots, or it was coming up. And I'd always feel sick. Didn't know it. I was diabetic my whole life. Doctors didn't catch it. Maybe I should sue for malpractice. Call Sue Elizondo. Sue Elizondo. Where is she? Where's Sue? By the way, you can learn all about Sue in the documentary Who's Lou? When he used to identify as a real man before he got into ufology. We now call him Sue. Sue! Whoop! Whoop! Let's get to the Ross Coulthart. I've been waiting to say that. That Ross Coulthart show was... It was terrible. Just terrible. Hold on, let me get to my home. Home, sweet home. Tonight, I'm on my run. Just set me free. Home, sweet home. You know I'm a dreamer, but my heart's a gold. I had a runaway high, so I wouldn't come home low. I'm just pulling the video up now. Just when things went right doesn't mean they're always wrong. Just take this song and you'll never feel left all alone. Take me to your heart, feel me in your bones. Where is Jeremy? 21, here we go. I know, anything to kill this singing. This is so annoying to watch. I have to put this up there for you. Just a little disclaimer. Because you are going to be hearing how the other side sees ufology. And I don't want you to get alarmed. If you have any children that are nearby, you know, under the age of understanding, you know, maybe you want to, I don't know, cover their eyes? No, wait, if they're under the age of understanding, then they don't understand what's going on. So those kids can stay. But the ones that can understand English and understand context, get them out of here. We don't want them growing up on the wrong side. You got it? I'll give you some time to get rid of the kids and get a drink. While you're... I'm going to get your palate wet with a video I got here. You ever see this? Oh, this is great. Let's watch this before we watch the shit show. Hold on. Is this going to keep me in? All right. So I may have to. I think it's going to cover my face and then you'll see my arms. This is going to be weird. No, wrong video.
Draw a small gray.
Small gray. Damn.
Are these the aliens that you've seen?
That is not gray. No, but...
Which ones did you see?
Yeah, these right here. The small grays. They have a little mouth.
How do they breathe?
They have nostrils, but they don't...
Do they breathe oxygen?
Yes, they can breathe oxygen. The atmosphere on their planet is very similar, but it's a binary star system, so they have like 2 suns, which makes the air a lot drier. Their skin is their bones are more fragile than ours. But they kind of...
So I can fucking...
They kind of look like that.
They don't want to fuck...
What's their body look like?
Their bodies, well, I've only seen
Do they walk around naked? Do they wear clothes? What do they do?
Yeah, the chicks have boobs.
How do they
on
fuck?
On their home planet. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Now, see, they didn't. I'm reading that exchange program that Steven Spielberg explained at the end of Close Encounters of the Third Kind was really close to the.
Draw a female up there because I want to see if I fuck it.
Well.
just remembered something. I can't pause that. Shit. Yeah, it's a 9-minute video anyway. Have you guys ever seen that? I don't know if that's a real briefing or something or another. I forget the context of why they're doing that. I think this is their the commander, leader, whatever, friend. I don't know. But the alien experts teaching these people about these other army goers, about the aliens on another planet. I think it's just in what he thinks he knows. I don't think he saw them. All right, Cool Tart, Zabel. Yeah, this was awful. And it wasn't awful because anything. It was just awful because we didn't get anything new. Nothing new came out of it. Hold on. I got a message saying 6 months. Wait, hold on. See, those don't show up on my end. Who was a member for 6 months? It's not letting me show. I think Gigi, I don't know. Somebody sent me $5. I think it was Gigi on the Cash App. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention all that shit at the beginning of the show, didn't I? If you want to help support the show, I also got, you can use Super Chat, Super Sticker, PayPal, the whole thing. All the links are in the description. I think I was blacked out for a second. So this comes from Dari. We'll just keep it at that. A little anonymity is always good. $4.76 PayPal. Love you, man. You're 100% real. Agouge all over the fake shows. You get it. You get it, Dari. That's unbelievable. Thank you very much. I love that. And Nathan Allen, Nathan Nitsky. He says Australian aliens have to fly upside down. I never thought about that. They would have to. Right? That's why the UFOs are pretty much symmetrical, even if they're upside down. We just figured something out. Oh, we could do a whole show on that. Thank you, Nathan. $4 to PayPal. Thank you. Again, both of you are continuing supporters of GoofOn. Thanks a lot. And I believe that was GG. Let me double check. I'm sorry, it was Rochelle. Shell shock. My apologies. That's why I knew something's wrong with it. Very similar, though. $5 from Shell Shock. Thank you very much. Awesome. Let me see if you left me a message. No. Thank you. Thank you. And appreciate that. Sorry about that, Gigi. Thought that was you. It wasn't. Sorry about that, Shell Shock. I thought that was her. It wasn't. I know. We've got a lot of time left. Here we go.
Those two witnesses did. That's why we thought it was so important to get Jeremy Corbell's response to this very strong impression that the U.S. Navy was trying to get across, that there was just nothing to these videos. And they literally used the phrase commercial drones. And
commercial drones they did? I don't remember them saying commercial, but I guess they did if this guy's saying it. You know, Bruce Zabel, the guy who's only been in the field a couple of years, now knows everything. He's on major shows, doing major interviews. I guess you just wear nice clothes and talk smart. People believe you. People trust you. This guy even admitted he doesn't know that much. Why is he here? Because he's good friends with Cool Tart.
And that's not what he thinks they are, nor is that what a lot of people think they are. There was just a lot of problems with the drone explanation because no one could explain, and here's the key, where do all these drones come from? If you got 50...
We already answered that question, Bryce. They come from a localized ship that's somewhere nearby or whatever. The thing is, you're not going to know. The military isn't going to tell you. I believe the military knows. I believe they know all about what's going on. This is all just a ruse, and it always has been. Why would Ross Coulthart do a show like this? All he's doing is bringing up everything over and over and over again. The same stuff we've been talking about for 5 years. They actually go back to the beginning and talk about how it all changed when Lou Elizondo, and then they talked about that. I'm like, my God, we get it all. We don't need the history lesson. Listen. But I guess there's new people in the field every single day, right? So I get it. I just want, I want something new. I guess I'm in it every day, so yeah, I could see why they did this. I need new information to be interested.
50 or 100 drones out in the middle of the ocean. Where are they coming from? How are they being dispatched? Where do they go to after they've done their thing? So there was a bulk carrier called the Bass Strait that passed through the fleet that Ross was talking about at one stage. But at crucial times during these sightings, it was actually tied up at the dock in San Diego. So as you're going to...
I love it when they talk about this video. I'm actually getting a little bit excited. Gigi Abelin just dropped $5.55, by the way, on the Cash App. Thank you, Gigi. That's not why I did that. It was an accident. But thank you very much. You're a continuing supporter of Goof On as well. I was just about to do something, and I can't remember what it was. Oh, yeah. I have to put a banner up here on the video. This doesn't do anything anyway, but it looks official.
Going to see Jeremy Corbell was what I would describe as defiant in the face of the U.S. Navy's explanation. He's very clear from his sources that the drone's explanation, it just doesn't wash.
Why? You're going to find out why. But why wouldn't it wash? Those objects, when he talked about the swarm, they weren't going over 200 miles an hour. Matter of fact, they were going 180, right? It was really low. Maybe, what was it? 90 knots? I don't know. It was a low speed. And no swarm. 2 or 3 dots does not constitute a swarm, in my opinion, in everybody's opinion. But Jeremy Corbell will go on and say, all these ships that were in the area were seeing these things at the same time. That's what he means by a swarm. So if there were 15 ships in the area, and yeah, there may have been 100 of these things, but they were scattered at the same time, visiting all of these ships at the same time. I had to listen to it twice. Maybe he'll say it here. I don't know, but that's not. Is that a swarm? Because when he first talked about the swarm, and here's where the bullshittery comes in and the lie. You know it's a lie. Because he only talked about the Russell when it first came out. He never talked about all the other ships in the area. There may have been one other ship, but now he's talking there were 15 of them. And they all were seeing these objects at the same exact time. He enhanced his lie to make it sound more legit, with nothing to back it up, mind you.
What I do know is that there were either...
Anytime somebody says, what I do know, they don't know. Okay? When somebody says, to be honest, or I'm going to be honest, no, I don't know. We'll see. This is a lie.
Informed, or there was an intent.
I screwed up.
Just doesn't wash.
What I do know is that they were either uninformed, or there was an intentional application of trying to dismiss what's going on by showing one piece of actually 6 pieces of corroborative evidence that I provided.
Well, wait, now he's saying this? He never said this earlier. He didn't say this last year when he dropped the video. I believe it was May 14th, somewhere around there. Remember? He never ever said this right now. This is a new lie he just added on. I can't believe what I'm hearing.
Application of trying to dismiss what's going on by showing one piece of actually 6 pieces of corroborative evidence that I provided to the public.
That's not true. He never said that before. He never said, but I've given them 6 and they've only showed you these 2. Why didn't he say this before? Because if he did, I would have said, yeah, Jeremy, where are they? Why wouldn't they do that? Maybe they were shit. Maybe that's why. You know why he didn't bring it up when it first happened? Because he knows it's bullshit. And now he's trying to enhance it. Oh, this is unreal to me. I don't know if anybody else caught the lie right there. I haven't heard anybody else talking. Well, I just woke up, so.
Public. They showed only the USS Russell.
So then...
See? I told you my memory. I got it. I remembered. They only showed the Russell. So why didn't Jeremy Corbell the next day come out and say, wait a minute, I gave them 6 pieces of information on the Russell, the Nipsey Russell and the Ronald Reagan and, the J.J. Walker. He didn't. He didn't do any of that. He just went along with it. Because it's a lie. This part. It's so fun, isn't it? And that's why this MFer should be recording every document, everything he does. If he's going to the Capitol to go meet with somebody, I want to see that mother effer record himself driving all the way there, meeting, shaking hands, and I want to see that person on his camera, or else I ain't trusting any. I don't anyway. But how can you after this? He just lied, bold-faced lied. Anyway, what's this here? Props with a Z usually has good questions. Do you think the ETs that visit Earth are their equivalent of the Air Force? I wonder what ET wifeys do whilst they are here, at home doing washing and looking after baby and kitty ET. Yeah. Yeah. They have their own duties, right? Because if they're intelligent beings and they are like us and they realize who they are and have the free will, well, don't you think they would have some sort of, how do you say, I don't know. They have their own pattern, social way of living, I guess. It would be, if they were, here, first of all, aliens, why do they all seem to have 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth where we have them? That, to me, is, I don't know if that would even be true. No, I just saying. Anyway, yeah, they all have chores. Everybody, you have to have a reason to live, props. You got to have a reason. Or what are they going to do? Just sit around, do nothing? Make baby? Maybe that's what they do. Maybe these aliens just are interested. Maybe they're interested in us because we actually do shit instead of just procreate. Maybe they freak out when they see our technology. Maybe they don't understand how we did it. And they're looking at us like super advanced, intelligent beings that just can't leave the planet. They're so smart, yet they haven't found a way to leave their existing planet. Shartan? I know, Rick, I know. I always wondered that myself. Why do you always choose the redneck voice when you come to this planet? Why do you always sound like you? Yeah. I think Jeremy Corbell just got caught. Dun, 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 dun.
Come to this extraordinary video which shows a hover.
This is the least extraordinary video I've ever seen. Next to a dot. This is a dot. This is a military-sized dot.
Object which is near the USS Omaha, and I do not think the drone's explanation given by the Director of Navy Intelligence, Deputy Director of Navy Intelligence.
You know,
Scott Bray,
when you look at this video, it looks like that's a flare. Now, the black dot looks like it's burning almost. You can see it. You know, it looks like there's some, not motion, but like what you would see if there was some sort of heat signature, the waves of it. You know what the heat wave. I think that's what that is. And that's why when they went looking for it, according to Jeremy Ding Dong Corbell, he says they send a submarine to go search for it. They're not going to find an object. You know what the submarine did? No, this is just a flare. We just went by a flare. Well, keep looking for the UFO. Yeah, all we saw was that flare, but nothing else. All right, come back, base. We found nothing. Tell Corbell we saw nothing. We could not find anything. Tell Corbell. Tell Corbell. Tell. And everybody on the ship, tell Corbell. Tell Corbell.
Explains this object. It's one of the Corbell videos that the Navy still has not explained. I defy anyone to say that this is a drone.
This is a drone, but it's probably not. It's not alien. All right, here we go. Fun time.
Okay, pause that. So this is very interesting. So did you hear the other ships that were just called out by that crewman? All those other ships called out definitively were having the same type of encounter at the same time. Now there were others.
With the same object?
With the same types of objects swarming.
Did you hear what Coulthard just said? With the same object? And Jeremy goes, no, with the same types of objects. He can't get the story right. Now now there's different types? With the same types of objects. Why would he say that? Because he's covering himself. That's why. He's not going to put all his money on one object like a Tic Tac, because you know how people see things differently. So, hello? Hold on. Don't worry about it.
Forming their ships.
Wow.
So yeah, so that's what people kind of miss on this, is that it's not just one ship or one piece of evidence. It's corroborative visual evidence to a mass scale event.
But we missed it because you only gave us the information that was given. You never once mentioned the other ships until recently, you know. Yeah, man, I can't believe it is raining so incredibly hard now. The reason I had to stop the show, I heard what sounded like people running, and it sounded like there was a lot of water, like it was flooding. And I think what these people next door to me were doing were putting sandbags out. And I thought they were right at my window, like listening to me. That's why I said hello, because if they're outside, they could hear me through the walls. I mean, I'm not a low talker here. All right, here we go. Jeremy just doing what he does. I don't know how much more of this I can handle.
People get upset when I say it was like about 100 plus objects. Well, I have been very clear on that. You take the number of ships, the average number that are seen at the same time, and you add that up. You have massive swarms.
Wait, he did math on this with no evidence? You take The average amount of UFOs that each ship was seeing, that's a massive amount of UFOs? What? I didn't know there was a formula to this.
About 100 plus objects.
Listen.
Well, I have been very clear on that. You take the number of ships, the average number that are seen.
You take the number of ships, the average number. Oh, that's a good screenshot right there. Hold on. I got to get that picture of Corbell like that. Look at the guys looking at him. He's lost it, Jim. I know. It looks like he's starting to lose his mind. Oh, man, look at this guy. Bryce can't believe he's next to this guy. Look at Cool Tart loves it. He loves Corbell, man. This nice guy right here is going to make me a lot of money. However they talk.
At the same time, and you add that up, you have massive swarms.
What I find...
You have massive swarms and then a heavy edit. Did you see the heavy edit?
I have been very clear on that. You take the number of ships,
You take the number of ships, and then he screws up a little bit. And then he says the average, and then, watch.
The average number that are seen...
The average, he says you take the number of ships, and then he says the average number, but doesn't tell us what the average number of what. The average number of ships, the average number of people that saw it, the average number of Tic Tacs, the average number of different objects. You see what he did there? He screwed up.
At the same time, and you add that up, you have...
Watch the heavy edit.
Massive swarms.
What I find...
Yeah, right there. You have massive swarms. Heavy edit. They're like, enough. We'll just edit this nonsense. He's already said it 10 times. All right, I don't know how much more of this I can go over, really. It really got on my nerves, especially when they got to our good new friend, the professor from Gilligan's Island. Doesn't he remind you of that? He reminds me of the professor from Gilligan's Island. He calls himself a professor, but he kind of has the same body, same head, same hair.
Okay, so you take that point.
Yeah.
Ultimately...
Nah, it looks like it could be the professor. What's up, professor from Gilligan's Island?
Ultimately, it leaked. But what was interesting was that how it was found. It was found in Edgar Mitchell's effects after he died.
Oh, they're talking about... Oh, so he knows how everything went down with the Wilson documents now. Yeah, he knows. He's an expert now. This guy. We are being duped so heavily right now by ufology. Isn't this fun? This is unbelievable. This guy was Dr. Gary with 2 R's, P. Nolan, and now he's professor. He's a professor. If I have to ever meet this guy and call him professor, it's not going to happen. Then you know what he would have to call me? Great. Well, I'm great. Right? Professor, this is Rich Giordano, the great Richard Giordano. And then he'll shake my hand and go, the great? Professor? Well, then he'll say, well, I actually have a degree. And I say, well, I actually know more than you when it comes to ufology. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. Because that's what it all comes down to. Critical thinking in this field. And this guy's very dangerous. He says some things that haven't been verified. He says some things we can't verify. And then he says some things that nobody will ever believe. I don't believe this guy. And he has got such a shit-ass attitude for being a professor on, and going to Twitter and acting the way he did towards Mick West and others. Nah, this guy's he's a false flag. He's a false flag. We should call these people false flags. They're not real. What do we call them? Falseologists? No. Well, whatever it is, Gary, he has 2 R's in his name. That doesn't make you extra terrific. It could mean it makes you terrible.
So it wasn't like anybody went out of their way to put it out there, and
And
it had
it's
been
Apollo 14 astronaut, Edgar
right.
Mitchell. Yeah.
And Eric Davis had written it, and I don't know what the story was as to how.
I don't even know why we're listening about this. We're not.
Some form of consciousness that is non-material. Right. Advanced capabilities. Now, I don't know whether it's a technology per se, because I'm leaving open the idea that it's some form of consciousness that is non-material. And
It is some sort of consciousness that is non-material. Okay. All right. Usually consciousness, there is no material. It's just consciousness. It's just thought, yeah? Yeah? Well, the show's going a little overtime. Well, not really overtime, but maybe an extra 30 minutes here because I started an hour late, and I'm going to look at the poll now. Because I put a poll out, and I wanted to know, here, I'll end it so you can see it all. Hold on a second. It's taking its time to pop up. Did it pop up? There it is. Oh boy. Hold on. Oh. Uh-oh. They're coming. All right, I tell you what. I'm not posting it. Forget it. Here, you can see it yourself. Ah, you mother's ass. Why does this happen now? Why does this happen now? I'm getting a little irate. Just a little. Because I'm really hungry. I haven't eaten anything, just drank. I'm about to drink my other 400 calories here. Just hold on. Here it is. There, you can't even see it. That's hysterical. What a loser I am. Anyway, 7 p.m. The time now got 43%. 6 p.m. to watch this show that's best was 31%. 8 was 14. 9 was 10. So we'll just stay at this time. Majority rules. I really was thinking about it. Changing the time to 1 hour earlier, but we're going to stay here. We'll stay right here. You're welcome. No, thank you for doing all that, by the way. You guys are fantastical. No, you really are the best. I got the best chat room, best people, best support on the internet. Absolutely. My opinion. The best support. It doesn't get any better than Goof On. The way you guys support the truth. Rondell Perry sent $5 on a Cash App. I knew I heard something come through. He says, for love, the no BS approach, and strive not to mislead. Yes! Yes! That is freaking beautiful. Rondell Perry with a $5 super chat. Or Cash App. You did it on the Cash App. Like Shellshock and Gigi. Thank you guys, gals, and everybody else in between, you know what I mean? How do you identify today? I feel like a rose. You smell like an ass. Perfect timing. All right, here's the remainder of this blowhard. I don't want to listen to him anymore. There was something else I had to play here. I don't know if it was this. No, it wasn't. It was somewhere with Gary. I don't know. Maybe it's time to just end it. All right, so we'll stop that. Well, we don't have to keep going on. But it wasn't a really good show. Nothing new. Just Jeremy. That part was interesting because of the way he's lying. Just absolutely unbelievable lying to say that I handed them 6 pieces of evidence and they only showed you 1. But he never said that. When that green UFO and then the radar, 2 pieces out of 6 made it to mainstream media, Jeremy Corbell did not say the next day that I gave them 4 more pieces that were phenomenal. I don't know why they didn't, but let me show you. He could have showed us. Why didn't Jeremy post it? Why do we have to get this on mainstream media, you wonder? Because it's about Jeremy Corbell. It really is. I am telling you, man. This is the biggest bullshit ride we've been on in a long time. They are doing everything they can to bore us to death. Now, I don't mind that they keep repeating things. It's just when you put out a 1 hour and 20-minute show, basically a documentary, can we get a little bit of new information? Oh my God, on Hulu. For those of you who have Hulu, they have a new series on. Well, I don't know if it's new, but it showed up in my thing, and it's 9/11, a day to remember, something like that. And I am seeing things I've never seen before. They got all the footage that they could find from witnesses, the fire department, first responders and such, and news and freelance journalists, independent journalists, just all the footage you've never seen before. And it freaked me out watching it. It brought up the emotions again of that day. I got goosebumps right now just thinking about how unbelievable this. There was one scene that was so emotional, and I'll tell you about it. It's just awful, just awful. When the first responders got to Tower 1, just minutes after the first plane hit, they gathered all in the lobby and everything. And as time went on, the fires were raging, and the elevators were out, so they couldn't climb. They had to climb 70 stories, okay, with 80 pounds of equipment on their back or more, while people were coming down the stairs in a very narrow but manageable stairwell. And they were interviewing the chief of the fire department and other people that were authority figures, firemen, EMT, all those people were interviewed too. But as they're in the lobby, after about 30 minutes or so, 40 minutes maybe, they hear a loud crash, like something was dropped or the building's falling apart, and hitting in the lobby and just out in the courtyard. And then you see one of the witnesses who saw what it was. It was actually people jumping and hitting the ground and hitting the roof and hitting light posts, and the bodies were just piling up. And every time you can see all the people, right? They're all talking. All of a sudden you hear ba-boom, and they all jump like this, and they all know what it is. And then everybody stops talking for a moment to gather themselves. And then another boom, then another boom. And they're jumping like this, and you can see them just, they can't imagine what these people were thinking. Either you burn to death or you jump to death. But either way, you're going to die. And those people that had to deal with that day, I lost a childhood friend. His name was Billy Machuli. Yep, he didn't make it. He worked in the Trade Center. My friend, who was actually unexpectedly had his picture taken as he was the fireman going up the stairs, and the one who looked up into the camera, and they took his picture and put it on Time magazine. it showed him going up while everybody was going down. And that was my friend growing up in New York, my best friend. Because he was going to be a fireman and I was going to be a policeman. And that was what our fathers did. He wound up doing what he did and I didn't. But I saw him in the documentary a few times. And I'm just hoping they interview him. Because what he went through was the biggest bullshit thing I've heard. That there were other people, other firemen, that were saying that he posed for the picture. There's a picture before, and you could see he's got his head down as he's making the turn to go up the stairs. And it's just natural to look up. Well, he looked up and had his picture taken. Yeah, he actually retired because of all the bullshit they were giving him. He wore helmet 28, and you can see it a few times in the documentary. There was one thing that really hit, and it's just the way they tell the story, you know, about how it was that day. And the firemen were all huddled up in, you know, like a football team. You know, there were several, converging together, several groups of firemen. And as they started to disperse and go their separate ways, they all shook hands with each other. Like, they knew they would never see each other again. That kind of thing. The guy said, we actually said it was a pleasure knowing you. I mean, it's crazy. And the guy who told the story, out of all the hands he shook, he was the only one that lived. Pretty powerful stuff. The anniversary's coming up. And it's right now 9/11 on my clock at home. What are the frickin' odds? Look. That was not planned. But I hope Mike, his name's Mike Kehoe. I think he lives in Jersey. I reached out to him a few years ago saying, I saw you because of 9/11, like to talk to you. It's me, but I never got an answer back. So I don't know, man. It's weird how life is. See, I always told my parents, if I stayed in New York, if we had stayed and never moved to Arizona, I felt that my life would have been shortened. Like I would have been shot or killed or murdered. Something would have happened to me. That's just the way I feel about our move when we moved to Arizona. I felt that way my whole life. And it makes me wonder if that day, what if it was just possible I could have been one of the police officers down at 9/11. You never know. Down at Ground Zero. Before I moved to Arizona, my dad took me and Mike to the World Trade Center, Statue of Liberty, Empire State Building. And because, we didn't know if we'd ever see each other again. So we got a bunch of pictures in front of the World Trade Center. My parents have it. So I want to get that picture. Yeah, those pictures. Yeah, I actually got a picture looking all the way up. It's pretty wild stuff. Even then, at 10 years old, I said, this building can just tip right over. Because it looked like it could tip right over the way it was built. Just a square. It's really bizarre. Yeah, it was amazing to be there. And seeing that on Hulu, those new videos, I highly recommend watching it. It's a series. There's several episodes. I'm on episode 2, and then I fell asleep. But unbelievable pain that day. There was never mind. I don't want to ruin it. I already did. Huh. Well, So the Artemis launch. I'm thinking of going, for sure. And I would be going by myself, but I would not go live while we're there. Yeah, I am going to go there and record it all. And then I'm going to make a video, come home later, because it's only an hour and a half drive for me. And they launch at 7:30 in the morning, my time, 4:30 a.m. Pacific, 1:30 a.m. Hawaii. And I can be home by 11 o'clock and edit it in a few hours, 2-3 hours, make something nice, and have a nice thing for the members. So that's what I'm going to do.
3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. Liftoff.
Artemis 1 will lift off from Launch Pad 39B at NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida with 8.8 million pounds of thrust, provided by the most powerful rocket in the world, our Space Launch System rocket, or SLS. The uncrewed flight will be the first integrated test of SLS, our new Orion spacecraft, and exploration ground systems at Kennedy. Artemis 1 will send Orion beyond the moon, 280,000 miles from Earth, farther than any human spacecraft has ever flown.
This is not NASA doing this. This is the United States of America doing this program, the Artemis program, and there are companies all across our country that have a part in it, so there is kind of this wave of excitement being generated just by saying, we're going back to the moon.
After the upper stage of the rocket separates from Orion, the upper stage will deploy small satellites over several days to perform science experiments and technology demonstrations. Orion will make its multi-day outbound trip to the moon, propelled by a service module provided by the European Space Agency. Engineers will test Orion's systems on the way to the moon. Then, Orion will fly about 60 miles above the lunar surface, using the moon's gravity and engines on the service module to enter a lunar orbit.
Wow!
After about a month and a total distance of over 1 million miles, Orion will return home, faster and hotter than any spacecraft has before. A primary goal of Artemis 1, ensure Orion safely returns to Earth before we fly with humans. When we do, we'll build our capability for sustainable lunar exploration, preparing us for missions farther into the solar system.
Pretty cool. So that's this weekend. Yep. It's going to be fun. All right, I'm ending the show now. I want to thank you guys for hanging out. Sorry it was late, but still a fun show. Interesting Jeremy Corbell stuff. Ross Coulthart. Anyway, thanks everybody. I appreciate the support. Let me see. I don't think I missed any super chats, but I'm going to take a look just to make sure. Let's see. Oh, I did. Oh, no, that was last night. Okay. Whew. All right. Giddy up, everybody. Thank you very much. Thank you, moderators, super chatters, and PayPalers and Cash Appers. You can still help support us. All the links are in the show description. Thank you very much. Thank you. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Newcomers, veterans, all that jazz. Yeah, it was interesting. And we are, huh? Yeah, Coral wasn't here tonight. Truthology for ufology. See you guys later. Have a good night. Bye-bye. Alien Blast! There's gonna be no apology to nobody. I'm not gonna change. He's not gonna change. Everybody gonna stay the same. Fuck ufology.